Oh my gosh, I am so hungry. Here you have falling apart. It is so tender. Our soy sauce and brown sugar glazed salmon. Hey everyone, I'm Antoinette and welcome back to my channel. Today I am starving. So we are going to make a very special soy sauce and brown sugar glazed salmon right in the oven, wrapped up in foil, broiled. It's gonna be so good. If you enjoyed my lemon pepper salmon recipe, which I'm gonna put up in the card above and the description box below, you will very much enjoy this quick and easy salmon recipe. So let's get up and get our butts in the kitchen so we can get something delicious started today. I just laid out all the ingredients behind me, so if you're ready for this, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to click subscribe to my channel and let's go into it. For this recipe, you'll need approximately 3 fillets. They're about maybe about 2 inches in width each of salmon. You also need 1 large garlic clove, a whisk, a prep bowl, pepper, salt, extra virgin olive oil, soy sauce, and brown sugar. And finally, you'll need 1 large slice of lemon. The first thing we're going to do for this recipe is mince 1 large garlic clove. Is season our salmon fillets front and back with a little bit of salt. We're gonna flip and season both sides. I love my salmon with the skin on because I love the flavor, and if you season this salmon correctly, that skin will sing for you. So in total, it's about a teaspoon of salt for all 3 fillets. And you don't need a whole lot since we're gonna add soy sauce too. Pepper, we're gonna add about 1 teaspoon of pepper for all 3 fillets. Next up, we take our minced garlic and we just add it to the top of each salmon fillet. We just sprinkle it on generously. And this garlic is to taste too, so if you're not too keen with the garlic, you can also add on garlic powder, as much or as little as you want, but I love fresh garlic. And for the final step, we're gonna just sprinkle on about 2 tablespoons of lemon, 1 tablespoon per 3 fillets on each side. And this is what your seasoned fillets will look like right before they go into the marinade. For our marinade, we're gonna put approximately 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, and it's 1 tablespoon of soy sauce per each fillet. So we have 3 fillets, so 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, followed by 3 tablespoons of water, and only 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. You can substitute this for vegetable oil if you want. And we're gonna mix this well until all of the brown sugar is dissolved. And you can see the brown sugar hasn't yet dissolved, so we're gonna keep on mixing. So now we can see all of our brown sugar is completely dissolved, so on to the next step. We have our marinade ready to go, so now we just have to place the salmon in a bag, pour the marinade in it, and let it sit for a minimum of 2 hours, preferably 3, but 2 hours is the bare minimum. Before I add the marinade to the salmon, I'm gonna set aside about 3 tablespoons of our marinade, just because we're gonna use this to glaze this beautiful salmon once it comes out of the oven. So just gonna go ahead and spoon 3 tablespoons, maybe even 4 or 5. You know, let's be honest. Set that off to the side. Open up our bag, and we're gonna pour just all the marinade in it right then and there. Getting all the air out of the bag, we're gonna seal it up. And there you have it. We're just gonna toss it a couple of times to make sure all the marinade is evenly distributed all across the salmon, on the front and on the back side. There you go. You can kind of see it begin to make its way all throughout the salmon. Okay, and once it's tossed, we're just gonna throw this in the refrigerator and let it sit there for the next 2 to 3 hours. There you go, guys. You can sit here right next to a plate of enchiladas and just marinate right here in the fridge until we're ready for you. And we can't forget about our marinade, so we're just gonna grab a little bit of a plastic wrap, place it on top. You know, nothing fancy here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're gonna go ahead and add this to the refrigerator too. And it's just gonna sit in there until we're ready to use it. So we'll put this at the top shelf right here. I'll catch y'all in 2 to 3 hours. It's officially been 2 hours since we last put our salmon in the fridge, so let's go ahead and get it out. Go, we have our salmon. We're also gonna grab some foil because we don't want to make a mess. Our job now is to create a massive foil packet to place our salmon into this oven-safe pan. We're gonna spray a little cooking spray on here so we don't have a whole sticky cleanup situation. We're gonna pour just a little bit of juice on each fillet. Not a whole lot. We're gonna create a packet by gently folding up the edges. We're gonna leave a little space full of air, just a slight little pocket to vent. So we're gonna preheat our oven to about 425 degrees. While the oven's preheating, I'm gonna make a couple of side items to go with our soy sauce and brown sugar glazed salmon. I highly suggest any type of like long grain wild rice or couscous with we're ready, or couscous with fresh veggies. This is our final foil packet with a little bit of a vent. After 15 minutes, we're gonna unfold this foil packet and expose all of this delicious meat to the broiler. This is what your salmon fillets are gonna look like fresh from the oven before you broil them. They're gonna look a little pale, but don't you worry, they are going to brown up quite nicely. Now we're gonna set our oven to broil on high, start. And while our salmon's cooking, if you remember our reserve bowl full of marinade, we're actually gonna make a little bit of a sauce right now by adding about a half a teaspoon of flour and just mixing that up so it gets nice and thick. You can kind of see that going on here. We're gonna heat this up in the microwave for about 10 to 20 seconds each until it thickens up. As you can see, fresh out the microwave, it's pretty thick. You just give it a good stir, and boom, you officially have a nice, thick glaze to add right on top of the salmon. Our salmon is ready. Oh man. Do you see this? Oh, look at that. Oof. Our salmon is hot and sizzling, fresh out the oven. Now we're just gonna get our spatula underneath. It may take some finessing. Slide that on down. Grab a nice big handful of broccoli. Put it there beside. Nice scoop of hot rice pilaf. And put it right next to that. Before our salmon is just falling apart. Now we're gonna add some of the delicious glaze and just spread it all over. Oh my gosh, I am so hungry. Here you have falling apart. It is so tender. Our soy sauce and brown sugar glazed salmon with sides of broccoli and rice pilaf all together, all in one. I cannot wait to eat this dish. As a quick tip, once the salmon comes directly out of the broiler, be sure to plate and serve it immediately, because if you wait even just an extra minute or two, a lot of the salmon skin will actually stick to the bottom of our foil, and then it becomes really hard to scrape up. So make sure you take it out immediately. Make sure you've sprayed that pan beforehand, just like we did in this video, and then serve and enjoy. We still have one extra fillet left from our soy sauce and brown sugar glazed salmon. Let me show you what I like to do with it. I just grab a small bowl here and I begin to pick up the salmon and just flake it on into the bowl, because this tastes delicious in a salad. I break it up with just a fork and it tastes delicious over a mixed green salad with a little bit of homemade Italian vinaigrette. Oh, you cannot go wrong. So once it's all done being shredded, I put it in the refrigerator, and there you have it. You've got lunch for the next day. Don't forget to check out my other recipes. The link will be in the description box down below. I'm gonna go ahead and eat because I've been talking a lot. I've been cooking a lot. Now it's time for me to eat my belly full. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe to my channel for more travel, food, and lifestyle videos. I'm Antoinette, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.